as principal of Senior College. Senior College is the presenter of the symposium today, which is entitled, as you know, Ethical Challenges of the 21st Century. So let me start with just a couple of words about what we might call netiquette. So we are recording today, but the recordings will only be of those talks where we have permission, and the recording will not include any of the question periods. In order to reduce extraneous noise, we are presently, as you know, muting everyone, and I would ask you to stay muted until the question period when you may be recognized to speak. Also, as Daphne mentioned earlier, I would suggest that you rename yourself if you're currently identified by a phone number or Tony's iPad or something. You can hover over the three dots at the top of your screen and rename. And finally, there are two views possible in Zoom, as I'm sure most of us are aware of now, gallery view and speaker view. So you may wish to use speaker view for the presentations themselves, and then switch to gallery view for the question periods. So let me just take a couple of minutes to give some context to today's event. Senior College, as most of you are aware, started as the academic home at the University of Toronto for its retired faculty and librarians who constitute its membership. For the last 15 years, a group of more deeply engaged individuals, the fellows, have sponsored symposia addressing broadly based multidisciplinary issues of current concern. Previous themes have included such things as inequality and its consequences and the new technologic age. And today's symposium, likewise, explores thorny and controversial issues of contemporary life. Talks will explore the transformative new technologic tools that are literally telling us who we are and also changing those concepts, genomics and artificial intelligence. A second pair of talks explores present-day social dilemmas, the radicalization of citizens by violent extremist groups and how that may be countered, and the dilemma of science and scientists, whose knowledge production has always formed the basis of advancing weaponry, which is now, as we all know, of incalculable power. Could those talents and techniques be directed to peaceful purposes? And finally, two talks will explore how we communicate with each other in the academy. Firstly, how the currency of academic activity and recognition, publication, has been invaded by predatory journals. And secondly, we are delighted to say that we're going to be joined by the member of Provincial Parliament for Scarborough Agincourt, Mr. Aris Babikian, to address issues around freedom of speech legislation and its impact on Ontario campuses. This symposium was originally due to take place in April in person at the U of T Faculty Club, but of course that couldn't happen. So here we are online once again. But one thing we have learned from our necessary adaptations is that a new constraint may actually be a source of opportunity. That opportunity today is an audience registration. It's the greatest that we've ever had. And people from further away than would be practical for an in-person event. So welcome to you all here in Toronto and to colleagues elsewhere. And it's a particular pleasure to welcome members of the University and the Community program that continues to be a focus for Senior College in partnership with the Workers' Educational Association and the U of T through Innes College and the Faculty of Arts and Science. I'd like to congratulate the co-chairs of the Symposium Committee, Professors Margaret Eichler and Daphne Maurer, as well as all the members of their committee for organizing this sterling program for today. And I'd also like to acknowledge our hardworking administrative assistant, Denise Crosdale, for organizing the advertising, the registration, and most importantly, holding things together technologically today. Finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors. BMO Financial Services has been supporting symposia like this for the last 5 years. Del Manor Inspired Retirement Living is a company that has established retirement communities throughout Southern Ontario to provide independent and assisted living for seniors including a Memory Plus dementia unit in Richmond Hill. And finally, Living Assistance Services. This company is a new sponsor who stepped forward this year to support the symposium as well as other senior college projects. Living Assistance Services is currently in its 20th year, and they provide home care and services for seniors throughout Ontario. And we're grateful to all of our sponsors for their support. At this point, I would like to introduce Daphne Marr, the chair of the first session and vice principal academic of Senior College. Daphne?